Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sergeant Thomas, and in this video I will be giving you guys a tour of this mall that I created inside of Danville. This world itself was created by a guy by the name of Dan Lags, and he just recently put this world up for download and left us some space here to build where I built this mall as well as this parking lot. And so, like I said, I built this mall here and I'm going to give you guys a tour of it. First I'll show you the exterior of it. This is the side of the mall, and as you can see there it says mall, and I got this kind of glass dome window kind of like protruding out, and then you can see there's a tree inside of there, which I'll give you a better look at once we go inside. And I made a river run through the center of the mall and come out and fill into this main river. And like a lot of you guys that are subscribed to me, that have been subscribed for a while, this mall looks similar to the mall that's in my personal world. This mall is only half the size though, because I was limited on space. But I did use a similar design, as you can tell, like I say, if you've seen my other mall, which I used the lapis lazuli, whatever you want to call that stuff there, and then the glowstone with the sandstone. So that part looks similar. And then I kind of changed the roof up a little bit, and then I added where it says mall here, which isn't the same as my personal mall and my personal world, I should say. Then I did another glass dome here. I don't really know if you call this a glass dome, but I don't know, it's just like a glass window that protrudes out the side. It's not flush with the wall, but that's this back and the side over here. And then here's the roof. We got some skylights, which you'll get a better look at once we go inside. And here's the front, and yet again it says mall. And I feel like I have to put mall on it because since malls don't usually have windows, and without it saying mall, it kind of looks funny. It looks like a building with no windows and you don't know what it is. So that's why I put mall up there. And then over here where this open field of grass was, I put a parking lot. And then once you come into the parking lot, the first thing you see is a guard shack right there. And so that's the parking lot. And now I'll go inside because, like I say, the exterior isn't the greatest, but I don't know, I like it. It's simple. I only had 5 days to build this entire thing by myself, so that's why I went with something I was familiar with, which was my other mall, and I kind of used the exterior the same, but the interior is a lot different because I didn't have a river running through my other mall, and it was only 2 stories. This one I made 3 stories. This one doesn't have as many stores in it. I don't know number wise how many stores there are. There's at least, I would say, I don't know, like 12 to 15 stores. This store right here is called the Redstone Outlet. This is where you would come and obviously get all your redstone stuff. And I just put what are these things called? Item frames with items in them, but I didn't fill the chest because I didn't want it to lag. I've had problems with full chest lagging. That's that store. And then I put pillars here inside to give it, more of a, a real structurally sound look. I don't know the right word, but the pillars make it look more structurally sound, I guess. Instead of just having this roof above me, which is another floor in real life, without them pillars, it probably would collapse, but I don't know, they're just there for looks. This is an enchanting store, and I just put 4 little rooms with it, enchanting tables, and then there's 2 more up here. And then there's a little like brewing area down here. Here's a huge tree, and believe it or not, this is the biggest tree I've seen, but I didn't like make this tree. Like, I grew it. I didn't place blocks and make this tree. It actually grew like that, and it is huge. This right here is the tool store. As you can see, it says tool. Again, item frames with stuff in the item frames, but not the chest. And then back this way, we have the rock outlet. And this is where you would get all like your rocks and stuff. You know, your stone bricks, lapis lazuli, gold blocks, everything pretty much. And so that's the rock outlet. And then over here, this is just like a sitting area with a fountain. Come over here and relax. And then I got the chandelier above. And then here, I don't know if I showed this one, there's the chandelier in the middle. Back over here, this is the wool outlet, where you would come and get any color wool you need. And I just put this up here just, you know, to add effect and get rid of just a plain wall. And that's also why the glowstone, you know, is like that. To add light and just to get rid of, like I say, a plain flat wall. And this is the pet store. Pets. And we have, you know, dogs. And I had a wolf in here. I guess he disappeared. And then I have one for ocelots and cats, which are pretty much the same thing, but since we don't have those yet, they're empty. And then there's the rock waterfall, which, you know, feeds this river out to the main river. It does go outside a little bit, but since it's the edge of the world, that's as far as I went out with it. Over here, these are restrooms. There's 3 in this side, and they all look the same. And then across over here, there's 3 more. They're pretty much identical. You just got bathroom. And I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but I made this entire, I don't want to knock that one out, I might be doing something. Yeah, it is. This entire mall, it has, you know, a gap in between every wall. Maybe not every wall, like, you know, like this wall doesn't have it, but all of the walls surrounding the entire mall are pretty much, I guess you would call them hollow. We got the gap here, and that's for, like, you see the glowstone there, and like back here I have all this redstone going through here, which I'll show you in a minute what it does. But I mean, there's redstone. I can't even show you or I'll mess something up. But once I get to what the redstone is being used for, I'll show you. Back over here, this is the music disc, or it's called Music Disc Central, and as you see, there's a music disc in the wall, again for added effect. Got every music disc there is. Got some tables and chairs. And if I'm going too fast, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to show everything without making this video like really long, because I want to do it all in one take. That's pretty much the whole entire, you know, first floor down here. Now I'll go up the stairs. There's a staircase on the left and this one on the right. I'll just go up this one here. And as we come up here to the second floor, there's that chandelier again there, and this one over here. I guess we'll go this way first. Right here, this is the library. I was kind of cramped for space, so I would have made it a little bit bigger, but I mean, it's just fine. You know, it's no big deal. You know, there's plenty of seating, even though, you know, it's like right up on one another, but it's alright. So that's the library, and then up there, I don't know if I mentioned that or if you've noticed it, but it says mall again up there, and there's another chandelier. There's the rock waterfall again. And over here, this is a bank. Like some malls, they have banks in them. I don't know if they all do, but some malls I've been in have had banks. So here's like the teller windows, and then you sit over here and do some paperwork or whatever. But inside back here, behind where the teller would sit, or whatever you would call this person, we got this combination lock, and you press the top left, or no, it's the, wait, I'm already messing up. Bottom left, third one over on the top, from the left to the right, and then press this one. There we go, yeah. And this is the vault. And this is where you would come and get your diamonds if you've stored them in this bank. And this is where, like I was saying, where all the redstone was going. And there's a bunch of buttons, but they're all there just to confuse you. Only 3 of them work, like I showed you. This bottom right one opens and closes the door. And then this top one right here, if I can hit it, that one locks a flip-flop, and then this one right here locks another flip-flop. So that's what all this, you know, wiring does, and I had to cram it all in here, and it wasn't easy. So yeah, there's a flip-flop there, there's another flip-flop right there with a lock, and then there's one way down here. It's crazy, but it worked. Okay, so now I'm not going to save it anyway, so I'm not going to fix that or anything else I break. Let's go back out here, and we'll cross over here, and in here, this is the clothing store. And so you can come over here, and if you want these gold boots or leggings, whatever they're called, you can just press the button and it shoots them out. See, now I got those. Or no, these are leggings, I believe. Yeah, that's right. Shows how I use armor. Diamond helmet. So yeah, that's the clothing store. And across from there is the furniture store, where we got all kinds of different furniture. A lot of this stuff can be found on MinecraftFurniture.net. I almost said FurnitureMinecraft.net. Wow. Yeah, so that's the whole second floor. And now we'll go up to the third and final floor. And when you first come up, if you come up this staircase, the first thing you see on this side is a bar. I couldn't really figure out what to put here because the roof is sloping and it was kind of cramped for space. So I just put a bar here. I think it fits alright. So yeah, there's a bar there, and then on this side, like on the first floor, there's another set of restrooms. And again, they're pretty much identical to the ones down on the first floor. And right here is the shoe store. And I know I already went to the clothing store, which had these little boots and stuff, but there's, you know, so many stores I didn't know what to do with the next store. So I'm like thinking, and I was like, screw it, I'll just make a shoe store. So yeah, there's a shoe store. And then the last thing in the mall is this food court. And here's yet another bar right here in the middle. It's got the refrigerator, get your brewing stands, and then over here this is supposed to be a McDonald's. Again, because of the roof sloping, it was kind of like, in my mind I imagined it a little different than how it turned out, but to me it turned out okay, so I'm fine with it. As you can see, you got the M for McDonald's, and then back here is where you would make the food using these cool little ovens or stoves or whatever you call them, and then more refrigerators. So yeah, that's that one. And then over here I made yet another set of bathrooms. And I made these bathrooms here because this wall right here, like it can't even talk. It ended up being just like a hollow wall because I wanted it to kind of be symmetrical, as that side is over there and the staircase is over there. So I filled this in, and then since it was hollow, I decided to use up the hollow space by making these bathrooms. And these ones over here look just like those ones, so I won't go in there. And then another restaurant, or whatever you want to call this, in the food court. And I didn't put anything because a McDonald's sign is easy, you know, the M, I didn't know what to put over here, so I just left it like that. So that's pretty much really it. It ain't the, you know, the best design or the best mall, but that wasn't what I was going for. Since Dan Lags made, you know, that video saying he was doing a contest, I figured I would enter into it, whether I win or not. It was just something, you know, I felt like it was kind of like a challenge, you know, since I think in the video he said he would give us like a week and a half to build something, and for me to build this whole entire thing by myself in 5 days, I think it's been like 5 days total. I feel like that was a pretty good accomplishment, and like I said, it gives me something to do, whether I win or not. It's not the end of the world. It would be cool if I won, but so yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to show you guys. I guess I'll put this up for download in the future, so check that out whenever I put it up for download, and you guys can check this entire world out. If you don't know who Dan Lags is, I'll leave a link in the description to his channel where you can go and check him out. He makes tutorials on a lot of this stuff he's built in this world, and he's a really good, you know, commentator when it comes to tutorials. I can't do it. I can't seem to be able to talk to myself and build at the same time. I can't concentrate. It's kind of hard. Maybe in the future I'll be able to do it. Well, we'll see. I don't know. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna end this video because it's getting too long, and I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.